Spiritual nugget number 16. Everything is one thing. This concept has been said in so many different ways, more articulate than I could ever say it. But essentially, all humans are a part of the same source energy. All things on the earth, all forms are creative expressions of the same one energy. The entire universe is like a giant organism, and there is a great spiritual knowledge that just animates all things. When an acorn is planted in the ground, nothing has to happen for that acorn to know how to turn into an oak tree. And humans contain within us that same innate spiritual knowledge. But what's happened with us is that we have this wonderful thing called free will. And our free will allows us to do amazingly creative things. It allows us to have a consciousness outside of our body. We can be aware of the person who is thinking. But it also can get us off track from that innate spiritual knowledge that's trying to bring us back to the greater good of the organism. And when we practice our spirituality, we are coming back into that cosmic alignment. And in the human body, when you have cells that kind of decide to do their own thing, we call that cancer. And if we're not practicing our spirituality, a lot of the time we can get a little bit cancerous in our life. When our behavior becomes cancerous, when we start behaving in ways that are not loving to others, we become greedy, we become very self-interested, we have an intense feeling that we are a separate thing. And the way that A Course in Miracles describes this is simply that we have forgotten who we are. And who we are is this giant interconnected thing. My favorite metaphor for a giant interconnected thing is that we are an ocean, and we are like ocean waves that have forgotten that they're part of the ocean. And in the same way that when the ocean is high tide in one place, it's low tide in another place. It's always going up and down in different areas of the world. And in our life, sometimes our life is kind of up, and sometimes it's really kind of down. And what I understand to be true is that I am a part of a great whole, and when my life is down, another person's life is up, and whatever problem I would have, that there would be a great shift in the cosmic whole that would always allow me to be okay. A sense of not being okay is very tied to a sense of separateness from others. And so one of the things we're always trying to do in spirituality is to cultivate wholeness. We're trying to cultivate wholeness on the individual level in the way that we feel about ourselves. And we're also trying to cultivate wholeness on a group level to have compassion for others, to have love, and to understand that we are love. And coming from an understanding that the greatest good for the individual is also the greatest good for the whole. And there is no good for one person that is not good for everybody. Another way to say that is, what I do unto you, I actually do unto myself. Today, think about all the ways that you are connected to other people. Take a look at the clothes you're wearing and think about the people that stitched your clothing, the people that transported it. Think about the car that you drive, how many different people had to put together your car. Think about the people in your childhood who took time out of their day to teach you something that they already knew. Every part of you is interwoven with other people, and in that way, you can never be separate. If you're enjoying this podcast, please leave us a review. Really helps us to show up in search results and make sure we can keep making great content for you. I hope you guys have a great day.